So I kind of grew up with my dad, who was in law enforcement, and I realized I just wanted to be serve the community and help other people. I just didn't know what I wanted to do in public service. So when I first got to DACC and I toured law enforcement and fire, I just saw certifications that were available to me, and I was like, I think this is what I want to do, and then I took my first ride along and fell in love with fire, and I don't regret anything since that. It was really fun. Helping other people was my number one. I always grew up as kind of that shy, timid kid, and I realized once I got to fire, I was like, there's nothing against that personality, but I really had to become a lot bolder, and it really helped me grow into who I am now, because now I'm not afraid to step on people's toes like I used to, you know what I mean, and tell people what I need, and as a huge part of developing my personality. So I fell in love with the fire service, and after that I was opened up to so many tremendous opportunities. I had the opportunity to ride along with Washington Township. I got to spend some time in the Grady ER watching people get help and doing patient assessments. I did some volunteer experience too and helped out with some open houses at Berlin, BSTNG Fire Department, Washington Township, and those opportunities alone were really cool, just to be around firefighters and see what their job is like, and just a normal day to day, even their training scenarios, But what really I loved the most about DACC, specifically fire service, was the people. I just met a lot of amazing personalities, and we all come together with this one goal of getting certified, and it gets to be a little bit of a competitive atmosphere, but it's nothing to be worried about. It's we all just want to help each other, and it's really cool to figure out we have so many different people from surrounding areas in Central Ohio that we normally wouldn't interact with in a normal high school setting, and to see all of us come together in our individual companies and work as a team, it's really cool. Our first part, our first year, is focusing on fire mainly, and that has to do with a bunch of going in vehicle extrication when we get people out of vehicles. We rappel down a second story, it's really cool. And then just hose advancement through our burn building. And our burn building actually just got added onto. We have all these different levels now and different ways that we crawl through. So it's really fun during fire, but the biggest part is EMT, which is our second year in. And EMT is mainly just coursework, right? So we have we spend at least 2, maybe sometimes 3 hours in lecture, and there's not a lot of time at homework, but it all makes sense. Everything is for a reason in this classroom. It's all to prepare us for our future. So the hours that we spend on the training ground compared with the hours that we spend in the classroom, it's all to make us better, and so that we have a solid foundation to work on when we actually do get employed. We do a lot of patient assessment, which is a huge part of just interacting with people. You have to learn how to work with people that you normally wouldn't work with at all, and just learn to help people that are in the worst scenarios. We like to say that you see people at the best and the worst days of their life. Mainly it's worse, so you have to have that personality and wanting to help other people at whatever cost necessary. So when I first started, I knew I wanted to do EMS, and I was absolutely in love with EMS, and then I fell in love with fire too. And that kind of led into my dream job of becoming a firefighter paramedic. So I'm really excited to go to paramedic school, and this was the first step in the process of getting there, So now I've got my firefighter 1, 2 certifications, my hazmat awareness and operations, CPR, just a bunch of stuff that's gonna help me prepare for the workforce, compared to actual just high school classes where you're just sitting in a classroom. Now I've got these certifications that will propel me forward in my career. I'm one of the younger ones for my class too, so that really helps out too, because where people are getting these certifications at 22, older in their life, compared to where we're at right now. We're starting off in high school, and that just jumpstarts our career. I'm really excited to go to paramedic school after a couple months, and then hopefully be employed at a department. So.